Welcome back to the Black Hills in Eastern.
We're here with the Masterbuilt electric smoker. We've got some of my dad's apple wood that we split up a couple of years ago and dried down for smoking. And we've got a treat for you and your hungry section crew that's sweet and savory. So I've prepared this half pork loin using our house pork and chicken rub, which is made primarily of brown sugar, garlic powder, onion powder, salt, smoked paprika, cayenne pepper, and a few other things. I did that this morning, and then I cut the pork loin lengthways about 2/3 of the way through. So I have a slit here, I have a trough in which we're going to insert our apple pie filling. Normally I would use Mrs. Black Hills and Eastern's apple pie filling that she cans, but we looked in our canning area and discovered we have none left over. So that's going to be probably an episode for this coming fall of us canning apple pie filling. You can use a part of a can of 21-ounce pie filling off the shelf in the stores. We're going to go ahead and cut beautiful Fuji apple here that we have into small slices and insert a little bit more brown sugar and cinnamon in the trough that I made, and then we're going to tie it off with the butcher twine here. So overall, your supplies are you can do this with a whole pork loin if you want, or a half. We've got a half here, which is what we have because we bought it on sale here a month or so ago. And so the pork loin, butcher twine, a way to cut that, both the pork loin and the butcher twine, an apple or apple pie filling, whichever you want. If you use 21-ounce can, probably only use half of it and use the remaining apple pie filling for like a apple crisp, or just eat it straight up if you like. Again, butcher twine and the brown sugar to season the apple that I'm going to put in there. Obviously the pork rub and a little bit of cinnamon. So we're going to go ahead and cut the apple, and then tie this off with butcher twine, and we'll be back with you in a minute. Thanks. One pro tip for you here as you're laying out the meat in the butcher twine. Before we stuff it here, we've lifted the meat up and put the butcher twine underneath, so it's easy to tie once we get it filled. So we filled in the raw apples and the brown sugar and a little bit of cinnamon. We didn't bother to skin the apples because we didn't think it was necessary. Now we're going to go ahead and tie the pork loin up and put it in the smoker. So Sassy's tying off the pork loin. She's going to tie it real tight. We've already tied, looks like 2 knots here. You're just going to use a knot like you'd use on your shoe. Doesn't really matter how you do it, but as long as you get it nice and firm so everything holds together when we get it on the smoker. So we've preheated, as I said, the electric smoker to 230, and we're going to go ahead and put this pork loin on the smoker. And we can close that back again. And ordinarily we'd be using the Traeger for this. We have a Traeger Ironwood 885 pellet grill. We love to use that during the summer, and we really consider it a verb around here during the summer, but the electric smoker is more our speed during the wintertime when it's cold. It seems like the Traeger takes a lot of pellets, and the electric smoker can use the wood that we cut at my dad's, and we consider it really delicious. So we'll let this pork loin smoke here for a couple of hours, come back and wrap it, put it back on, turn up the heat, and then we'll enjoy it.
boys, and we're gonna take the smoked pork loin off of the grill.
We're going to wrap the pork loin tightly in heavy tin foil and put it back on the smoker and turn up the heat. So it turns out that the Masterbuilt smoker only goes up to 275 degrees, but we put it all the way up there. The pork loin is wrapped tightly in heavy foil, and we're going to put these scratch-made corn muffins in the oven. So we're resting the pork loin here, still wrapped in the tin foil. We're looking for 145 degree safe food temperature, but we're well north of that on this one. So we're just waiting for the juices to set and the fries to get warm in the oven, and we'll eat. So I've got the pork unwrapped here, and what's left to do is untie it, slice it, and enjoy.
Make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe.
Thanks for watching. I guess I get to eat by myself.